Here comes Juan Vides making his way into the octagon as the action rolls on here. Catch weight, 140 pounds. Making his debut, training out of the Tiger Schulman gym.
Yeah, Tiger Schulman, their gym has a very strong following on Long Island with multiple locations, usually very strong contingency in the New York metropolitan area. We'll see if his fans showed up here for him tonight. Fighters always very game, very skilled, and very professional.
Now make his way to the cage from the blue corner, Juan.
John Gillespie is a fighter we know pretty well here, making his third fight under the MMA Platinum Gloves promotion. Brings a 1-1 record into the octagon. Comes from the great Belmore Kickboxing Academy. Coached by the great Mark Lear. Does a wonderful job there with all those young fighters at the Belmore Kickboxing Academy. Catch weight here, 140 pounds. We got a guy with 2 fights under his belt and a guy with making his debut, so we can expect a little bit of jitters, but of course a lot of action as always.
Yes, we'll see what happens. I mean, Tiger Schulman's guys, they're usually very well acclimated. They get good sparring in their gym. So although he is making his debut, I'm sure he's going to be a little bit more polished than somebody from a gym that has less significance.
And with that, we're going to throw it into the octagon to Jeff Warsaw for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, MMA Platinum Gloves now presents live MMA on Long Island. Sanctioned by Kick International. Sanctioned rep in attendance is Jackie Corleone. This catchweight fight is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, VehicleTracking.com, Herbert Plumbing, Big C Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, set for 3 3-minute rounds, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 132 pounds, making his amateur MMA debut, fighting out of Tiger Schulman's MMA, Juan Vides. Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 130 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win and 1 loss, fighting out of Belmore Kickboxing, John Gillespie. Referee in charge of the action is Sergio Claudio. Please, no flash photography during the action.
Here we go. Juan Vides, John Gillespie, 140 pounds here at the MMA Platinum Gloves. We're underway. Both fighters exchanging kicks to the body. Open things up.
John Gillespie looking for that takedown. As we've seen him in his last 2 fights, he's very grappling oriented, very good ground game. Doing a very good job defending the takedown here against the fence.
Vides getting off a few knees there to the inner thigh.
Yeah, they'll slow down the pace like later on. They add up after a while. And I mean, if that's all you can go for, I mean, go for it. Because those add up in round 2 and round 3. Definitely slow, flight it down, take the pop out of their step.
Both guys landing a few knees here early on.
Ooh, low blow to the midsection. John walking it off.
You see that a lot with the amateurs. It's something that happened earlier tonight in the first fight of the night. You know, obviously it's not on purpose, but you know these guys are not as polished.
You know what? When you're pushing each other up against the fence and you're throwing knees in tight quarters like that, or knees to the thighs, knees to the leg, knees to the lower stomach area, I mean, there's a percentage of them that are going to land in that groin region.
That's the region that you never want to get hit in. So
definitely not.
Gillespie will take as much time as he needs to get ready.
That's why they always say that steel tie cup is always a good investment.
Yes, I don't understand how fighters don't wear the cups. I call them lunatics. Both guys standing in the middle of the cage, trading. Oh, big kick landed by Vides.
Yeah, but
right
followed
into
up by a
takedown.
takedown.
Yeah, very nice to see there from Gillespie. He takes a nice kick to the face, follows it up with a takedown.
Well, Gillespie as a grappler, he's always just looking for that takedown. It looks like his stand-up, he's a little bit more comfortable exchanging, but he's just utilizing it to set up that takedown so that he can work off the mat.
Yeah, Gillespie fighting through there, the hooks there, to try to get land a few blows there.
Vides staying very active from the bottom. Now just sort of holding on, maybe hoping referee Sergio Claudio will give them a stand-up.
We're here at the St. James Sports Arena here in Long Island, New York. The 6th edition of the MMA Platinum Gloves. The premier MMA promotion here on Long Island. Great turnout by the fans. Seen some great fights tonight.
Now John was just able to posture up there and throw a few blows, land some leather, and that's what he's going to look to do. It looks like Vides is just sort of content to hold him down, although now he is working a high rubber guard, but John postures out and they're back to staying square.
For a guy making his debut, Vides looks pretty good there.
Yeah, well, he's doing what he has to do. He's staying cool, calm, and collective, and he's working for his submissions, working to hold on, trying to get a stand-up. But he's going to have to do something because right now we're getting near the end of the round, and he's going to lose his round in the judges' eyes if he's on his back and not actively working for submissions or getting up.
Absolutely. 10 seconds remaining here. Round number 1. John Gillespie, Juan Vides. 140 pounds.
Oh, John Gillespie puts the exclamation point on that round. I'm going to have to give this a 10-9 round to Gillespie.
Yeah, Vides landed some good kicks. He spent like you said, the majority of the round on his back. That little flurry at the end might give him the round in the judges' eyes.
Yeah, I definitely think he controlled sort of the pace of the fight. He was able to get that takedown and utilize his ground game to control the majority of the second half of the round and then land some good shots from inside Vides' guard.
Had a little glove mishap here with Juan Vides' glove. Looks like they're getting it all cut up there.
Yeah, it looks like they might be maybe putting some tape or cutting a piece of existing tape off of the wrist. Oh, they're retaping here. Yeah, sometimes the tape falls off and they have to make an equipment adjustment in between rounds.
Severio comes through with the tape. Savvy move by the DJ. Cueing in a little tunes here. It would have been cool if we played the Jeopardy theme song.
Here we go, Juan Vides ready to rumble, back in action, coming out starting the second round here in our 6th fight of the night.
Yeah, it's been a great night of fights, highlighted by the absolute war between John Gotti and Henry Mills. The action continues. We still have 2 title fights tonight. Nick Fiore versus Rich Appenzeller. Richard Pabone going up against Danny Ochart for the interim bantamweight championship.
Gillespie going for that takedown again, but his stand-up looked very crisp in the opening exchange. He just must feel so much more confident on the mat than he does on his feet. He threw some real nice kicks. I don't know. I think he might have the edge standing as well.
The significant blows in this fight thus far have been another knee to the groin.
You know what, from that position, that's just what happens. Both fighters in tight against each other. Sometimes those knees slip through when they're not aimed properly.
Got to take a point away. No, this happened in the first fight of the night between Stephen Pritchett and Raymond Sierra, and he hit him with 2 low blows, and they took a point away.
Yeah, we'll see what referee Sergio Claudio decides.
1 point has been deducted from Juan Vides.
Yep.
Keep that in mind in a close fight thus far. That's going to be loom large at the end if this does go the distance.
That's really putting some pressure on Juan Vides. He's going to have to definitively win this round and the next round to even have a chance at a judge's decision. Of course, both fighters always have the opportunity to end the fight by knockout or submission.
All right, back to action here. A lot of interruptions thus far. We got 2 low blows and a glove mishap. Happens.
Very nice head kick by Juan Vides. Ooh, another very nice head kick. Goes for it for the 3rd time, but
looks like he found a home for that right knee to the face.
Gillespie did a good job blocking it, though.
Looks like
Gillespie's got a very sharp lead leg kick.
Ooh, another one. Another kick by Vides, follows it up with a right hand. And Gillespie goes into a clinch.
This is back into that position where those groin shots.
Gillespie is cut above his right eye, at the top of the hairline. Something they're going to keep an eye on in between rounds.
Yeah, hopefully it's not that deep and it doesn't affect his vision at all. It doesn't look like it's dripping down at all. Gillespie going for a throw. Doesn't get all the way there. Juan's corner telling him, get out of that clinch, break off. You're doing well with the stand-up. Let your hands go.
Fans getting a little restless here. They want to see some action.
Looks like
Gillespie's
John
got a
Gillespie
very tight,
going to set up a guillotine here. I don't
very
really have a
tight
good
guillotine.
view.
You know, you might not have a good view, but you know who does have a good view? Sergio Claudio.
Looks like he did enough. Vides got out. Now John Gillespie working from his guard, walking his legs up the fence, looking to get an angle so that he can set up a submission. Juan doing a very good job of staying square so that Gillespie is unable to cut an angle so he can set up an armbar or triangle. Gillespie now pulling his leg up very high, which is called the rubber guard. Be used to set up an armbar, triangle, omoplata.
10 seconds remaining here, round number 2, in a very close technical fight.
Does not look like he's going to have the time to finish this. Now, this is a very difficult fight to judge. I mean, this round was very, very close, but a point did get taken away from Juan Vides for that second low blow. So that being said, I'm going to have to give this round to John Gillespie. So he's now up on the unofficial scorecards, 2 rounds to 1, or 2 rounds to none against Juan Vides. Juan's really going to have to come out in this 3rd round to mark his territory and get his name on the map. If he wants to win this, he's going to have to end it.
Yeah, I mean, very close rounds. I mean, they can go either way. You know, Vides has been landing some good kicks.
He has been. He probably got the better of the striking, and Gillespie got the better of the ground.
Exactly. So you're going to probably see a little more of that in this round. The same.
No, we'll see what happens. Juan definitely needs to go for the knockout or the submission, though, if he wants to seal this up.
Gillespie comes up empty there on a looping left hand.
Goes for that overhand into the takedown, but Vides knew it was coming and just used his distancing to keep him away. Oh, Gillespie back in for that double. Juan defends.
Fighters tangling right in front of our broadcast table here. Round number 3, catchweight, 140 pounds, Juan Vides, John Gillespie. Both guys throwing a little more leather than they did in the first 2 rounds. Exactly what the fans want to see. Both guys landing some pretty good exchange there.
Juan continually landing that kick to the body, punishing the ribs
of
Gillespie.
He's also throwing out a little jab. which you don't really see a lot in the amateurs, but it's such a good weapon that these guys should use so much more.
Well, he's doing a very good job of listening to his corner this round. Instead of just pushing Gillespie up against the fence, he's making space and then punching and kicking.
Good point,
and he's
Eric.
using it effectively.
Good point. You've been in the cage. How do you hear the corner? Do you take their instruction, or is it almost like tunnel vision when you're in there?
It depends on the fight. I've had fights where I hear the crowd giving me instruction. I hear the fat
Rip
guy.
his head off!
I hear the fat guy up in the nosebleed section telling me what to do. And then I've had other fights where I feel like it's just me and my opponent, and there's nobody else anywhere in sight.
Right.
It depends on the situation, and a lot of it depends on how tired you are.
Exactly. Both guys have outstanding corners. Vides out of Tiger Schulman's, and John Gillespie, of course, out of the Belmore Kickboxing Academy.
Oh, very nice spin attack by Vides. Just grazing, though, not really landing super flush.
Nice left landed by Gillespie.
Oh, you could see the bruising showing on the ribs of Gillespie on his left side from that right kick that
Fight
Vides.
long.
Oh, look at that, folks! It's all red, and there's actual bruising starting, and we're only 7 or 8 minutes in.
Right.
Tomorrow's going to be rough.
Oh man. That's why I wear makeup.
Ooh,
Oh,
deep guillotine.
he drops down.
Deep
That's
guillotine.
it.
Oh,
It's
the
all
tap
over.
out. Juan Vides successful in his MMA debut.
Juan Vides is your winner via a guillotine submission.
Yeah, he had sort of like a modified guillotine, bulldog type choke, and it was just in deep. Just a mistake on Gillespie's part.
Great fight, great technical fight.